All right, my friends, I had some people say, push back on my last videos on how you can retire off Social Security only. And people say, Social Security is taxed, look it up. It's not. So let's go over this. I have to do this video probably 3 or 4 times a year just to reintroduce how Social Security taxation works. And because it's incredibly important. And as the channel grows, more and more people are getting new to it and they're getting this new information for the first time. And I have a feeling that the ignorance is prevalent in financial education and Social Security, given that's such a big deal for every single retiree. Not knowing how it's taxed is a big deal. So we're going to go into this. Excuse me. All right. So we're going to start with a single people. All right, we'll say single. All right, and I'm telling you, once you know this is actually pretty simple, but let's just explain. So the first 0 to 25,000 of your provisional income is tax-free. 25 to 34,000, oops. 50% of that is subject to income tax. Above 34,000, 85%. All right, so this is for single people. Now, this is provisional income tax. Provisional income tax is taking half of your Social Security plus all the other income that you have, and that will give you how much of your Social Security benefits tax. So let's just say right now you got no Social Security at all, none whatsoever. And we're going to say you have $60,000 in Social Security. Seems extraordinary, but we're just going to say that for simplicity. Maybe you're single because you're a widow and your spouse was getting, $5,000 at your, we're just going to say that because I'm going to show you how even with that extraordinary amount of money, I'm not even sure it's possible, frankly, but let's just use that. So you have $60,000 a year Social Security, all right, which is $5,000 a month. All right, that's everybody with me so far. All right. So now we got $60,000 a year of Social Security. That's all the income we have. We have no other income whatsoever. All right, so what we do is we take half of this, which equals $30K. And what we have to figure out is how much of this $60,000 is subject to income taxes, and we do it by the thing called provisional income, which is take half of your Social Security plus all of your other income. In this case, we got no other income, zero income. Man, see that cat? Wow, that's pretty good. We got no other income at all. All right, so we take half of our Social Security benefit plus our other income, and our provisional income equals $30K. With me so far? So we go to this chart of $30K. The first 25 is zero, tax-free. So that means $5K. We times that by 50%. So basically $2,500 is our provisional income. $2,500 is our provisional income, which is the provisional income is simply how much of your Social Security benefit is subject to tax. All right, so let's do all this. I had another guy, this is just water, even though it says Windex. I had Windex in there and I since replaced with water. I need to get some. My man Alberto from California said use WD-40 on the wall, and I did have some WD-40, but I think I put it back up. I was doing some work up in the garage. I think I used the WD-40. I forgot to bring it back. All right. So far so good. So our provisional income, again, it's half your Social Security benefit plus any other income you have. We have $30,000 our Social Security benefit. We take the first $25,000, it's not subject to any tax. We take the next amount, which is $30,000 minus $25,000 equals $5,000, and we divide that by half because it's 50% of that second. I hate to say bend point, but I guess it would be bend point. Let's just do it again. So we get $30,000. All right, that's our provisional income. All right, we take the first $25,000 tax-free, the next $5,000 at 50% tax rate, not tax rate, but taxable. 50% of this second bend is subject to income tax. $2,500 is our total taxable Social Security. All right, so everyone's saying I can hear it now, but Josh, Social Security, you said it wasn't taxed. That is taxed. No, it's not, and here's why. Because we're going to assume you're over 64 years old, which means your standard deduction is what, 13.6? I think it's 13.6 this year. I can't. let's just say it's 13.6. So this right here, that's our taxable Social Security, which is also our taxable income. Oops. Because we have no other income. So only taxable income we have, or only adjusted gross income we have is $2,500, which is our AGI. But we have a standard deduction. I can't remember. Let's say $13,600. Standard deduction. So we have, what's our taxable income? 0. In fact, we have negative taxable income because we have no taxes due whatsoever. So that's how it works for single people. All right. So what you can see, $60,000 of Social Security income, you pay no taxes to the federal government whatsoever. I cannot explain this clear. None. If that's all your income, you pay no taxes. None whatsoever. Now, maybe, I'm not going to do it here, but maybe one day we'll get into it. Maybe I will do another video where I show you how other taxes can hurt you here. But for just having nothing but Social Security, there is no taxable income. Now, we're going to do the same thing for married. All right. So now you got 0 to 32 tax-free, 32 to 44, 50%, and above 44, 85%. Now we're just going to say we have 80,000 of Social Security. Now, again, I don't even know if that's probably kind of possible, but it'd be tough. But let's just say we got 80,000 of Social Security, 80K Social Security, and that's all you got. You got no other money. It's 80K Social Security. So what we got to do for provisional income, you take half, which is 40K, and add all your other income together. We got no other income. Other income. And so our total income in this regard is $40,000. All right, that's our provisional income. Now we come over here. The first 32 is tax-free, which means we have $8,000 left in this bucket right here. And that's tax at, that's 50% of this 8K, which means 4K is our taxable Social Security. Does that make sense? So 80,000 is our Social Security benefit. To get the provisional income to determine how much of our Social Security benefit is subject to tax, we divide the amount of Social Security by 2. That's $40,000. Now we go over here to the chart of what Social Security taxable is. The first $32,000 of your provisional income, which is this right here. All right, what do we got? Add other income. So let me go back. 80,000 is our Social Security. Divide that by 2 is $40,000. Add all of our other income, in this case it's 0, so our provisional income is $40,000. When it comes to how much of that taxable of your Social Security is taxable, we use these numbers here. The first $32,000 is free of clear of any tax. The next amount, $40,000 over 32, is $8,000, of which 50% of that is subject to taxation, $4,000. And now it's simple. Now we got, if we're over 65, I can't remember. It's $27,000 is our standard deduction. So we have our AGI is $4,000. So we take that $4,000 of our taxable Social Security, but we have $27,000, I think, of standard deduction. So our taxable income is minus $23,000. That's it. So we owe no taxes, no income tax, none whatsoever. And that, my friends, is how Social Security is taxed. There is no tax if it's all you got. Because you always got to think only half of the benefit is subject to taxation if that's all you have, and then you got to go, because that's what determines your provisional income. Then you got to figure out the chart. Are you married or are you single? And either way, once you factor in your standard deduction, there's no way your Social Security is going to be taxed. There's none. So if all you have is Social Security, it is not subject to tax. Now I'll do another video here in just a second while we're on this, going back to how taxation can affect other things with Social Security. But for this right now, if all you got is Social Security, you have no tax. We'll see you next time. Thanks.